How's it going, everybody? Right now I'm taking some orange peels out to the chickens. Some cuties that Emmy and I ate. Chickens can eat orange peels and it's a great source of vitamin C for them. What in the heck? Why do we have two chickens in the nesting box at the same time? You know, there's another nesting box right here if you need to lay an egg. Bizarre. So we've had some pretty bad ice damming on the house this year. I thought it might be beneficial to film how I'm going to take care of that, or try to at least ease the situation a little bit. And maybe if you guys are experiencing the same thing, you'll know how to take care of it. So this is a roof rake. This is what we will use to pull some of that snow down off the roof. We've got a good 8 to 10 inches of ice built up in our gutters. The problem with that is when all the snow above the ice starts to melt, it's gonna get trapped by the ice dam, dams being something that hold things back. The problem with that is the water can back up underneath the shingles and get inside your house and cause a lot of damage. I realized during post-production that I didn't mention that if ice dams are a regular occurrence at your house, you might have an insulation problem. Any of the heated areas in your house, if it's not properly insulated in the ceiling, could be releasing too much heat, melting the snow on the roof, and then as the snow makes its way down to the overhangs and the soffits where it's not heated, it can refreeze, causing a dam to build. So if you notice this happening on a regular basis, annually every winter, you might want to have someone come out and check your house over because you could be wasting a lot of heat, heating your house too much, heat's escaping. If ice dams regularly occur, you could really run into some issues with water getting inside your house, causing a lot of damage. Likewise, in the summer, if you don't have proper insulation, you could be losing a lot of that conditioned air and your air conditioner is going to be running a lot more. It's a good thing to look out for to correct any issues before major damage can occur. I'm going to assemble this snow rake here, the roof rake. Now that I've got our roof rake assembled, I'm going to start pulling down the snow off the roof. So that was just one section. I don't know, that blade's maybe 20 some inches wide. I'll show you what it did. Looking up the roof here, we've got a good 8 inches of snow, maybe at the max height right there. You can see shingles actually in that darker section up here. Down here we still have, yeah, there's ice underneath here. So the last couple of feet before we get to the gutter is all ice. And that's gonna create a dam. If I were to leave all this snow up here and it would melt, it's going to get stuck by that ice there and start to go up and under the shingles, which would cause a lot of issues. So I'm going to pull down as much of this snow off the whole roof as I can to hopefully give this time to melt, and then everything else that'll melt above it will hopefully get down into the gutters and thaw everything out and run itself out. I have never had this much ice in my gutters before, and it's not a good thing. Snow actually makes an excellent insulator. If you think about the Inuits when they make their igloos, you can have a fire inside, it keeps you nice and warm, and the snow and ice layer will keep out any of that gusting cold wind. Well, up on the roof it's acting the same way. Besides insulating your house a little bit, it also insulates the ice below it in my gutters, and by removing that layer of insulation, basically removing that blanket of snow from my roof, the ice will have more direct exposure to the sunlight, to the UV rays, which are going to help melt it a lot quicker and get rid of this ice dam I've got. Alright, so I knocked down quite a bit off the front of the house here over the garage. I'm going to snow blow this out of the walkway here, and then I'll continue around the house, and I'm going to check back in with you guys later this weekend. We're supposed to get some warmer temps, and I want to see how the roof looks after we get some warmer weather. guys, it's 12:40 p.m. the next day, and it's about 25 degrees out. This is the first day in over a month that I've actually heard water in the gutter systems trickling down. So this side of the house has been receiving the most sun so far today. You can kind of see right through here. I scraped off this edge and I scraped off that edge, and we're actually down to asphalt shingles already in that area, which is a great sign. And even better than that is this. This is our downspout adapter where we send a tube from this to our rain barrels. We have another rain barrel back there. I'll put a link up here so you can see our winterizing process for these rain barrels. But if I pop this off, we have melting snow. That is a beautiful sound. I cannot wait for spring. I'm so excited to get the gardens going again. Spring is probably, without a doubt, my favorite time of year. I love watching everything come back to life, getting the gardens going, turkey hunting. Turkey hunting is one of my favorite types of hunting. Spring is a good time of year. Don't get me wrong, I love living in Wisconsin and having all different seasons. Spring when everything comes back to life, summer when everything is flourishing, fall when everything's going dormant and the leaves are falling off the trees, winter when everything is dormant and we're covered in a beautiful white blanket of snow, and then back to spring again. Wouldn't trade it. I mean, maybe having shorter winters would be nice, but can't have everything, right? I don't know how well this shows up, but all these little yellow spots mixed in with the dead bees. Oh, there's a bee. There's a couple bees. Yeah, we got bees flying everywhere right now. That's awesome. Warmer temps, bringing them out. All of these little specks are actually excrement from the bees. As they fly out of the hive and do their cleansing flights, they defecate, and that's what we're seeing here, all these colored spots on the ground. I hope you can hear that every time a bee flies out. I miss the sound of flying bees. You won't be able to hear it through the camera, but when I put my ear up against this hive, I can actually hear the bees inside of it humming and vibrating and keeping each other warm. We've got a lot of dead bees down here under the hive entrances. What I'd like to do is get the chickens over here to clean up all these dead bees. Unfortunately, our town ordinances do not let us free roam our birds. I honestly considered getting a harness and leash for my chickens so I could bring them over here and maintain control of them so I don't get in trouble and let them clean up all these dead bees under the hive. It would be a way to beat the system, but I haven't done it yet. That would look ridiculous. It's currently day 2. It's 30 degrees out, but we do not have any sun exposure. But you can see that there's some asphalt showing through the snow. But so far, seems to be melting alright for 2 days of so-so sun exposure. Looks like the coming couple of weeks are going to be above freezing, which is good. A lot of that'll melt in the next week or so, I'm sure. By golly, I think we're going to start tapping trees pretty soon here for some maple syrup. So stay tuned for that. Whoa. Take care, everyone. See you in the next video.